Hey everyone, terrible news. The replacement chip finally came in, which means I get to open this thing again. Well, terrible for me anyways. Get all the extra pieces out from in here. Also, thanks to everyone that commented on the last video. I got some really helpful advice in there, especially Dakota RT 1984, who recommended just ripping the mod chip out, which I will be doing. And this hasn't been plugged in since last time, like over a month now. So capacitors should be discharged. I'm going to take the risk. You should not. So this mod chip here is going to come out. Going to desolder that. And afterwards, going to do a recheck on all the fuses on this thing. So there may be a slight issue here. The original chip actually does not have the same markings, at least at the bottom here. Gonna go Google this and see if this is gonna cause an issue. So I haven't been able to dig up much information, but I did find a PlayStation parts site selling a third variant of this chip. So I'm gonna assume as long as the BA5815 FM part's correct, that it'll work. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm kind of low-key hoping this whole thing catches fire so I never have to open or put this thing back together again. Also, got a new set of soldering tips. Going to be using some of this here to tin it when it heats up. Got the extractor fan going, so it may be a little bit noisy. Just going to have a quick look, make sure I didn't bridge anything. Maybe a bit right there. I'll clean that up. So this is definitely a little bit cleaner now. Now I don't have a microscope, so I'm going to be using this thing right here at close range. So I won't be able to film much of that, but I'll be back as soon as all these wires are removed. So this thing's been removed, and I believe there are no shorts in the board. Gonna clean off all the areas that the modchip wires were connected to, just to remove the flux, and I'll see you in a second. All clean now. Gonna remove this ribbon cable, and then use some hot air to remove this old broken chip here. Gonna pop some Captain tape over this plastic connector, and maybe the edge right here. This is just to protect this connector from any heat from the hot air station, so it doesn't get melted. Get some flux in this chip here. Okay, so the rework station's on, and unfortunately that means the light on top of here is going to start going into epileptic mode. So sorry about that. Gonna try and get a second circuit put here just for the lighting, but for now, apologies. Chips removed, pads look okay. We'll clean them up and apply some fresh solder to that. Gonna clean up the pads now. Going to be using this thing here, so won't be able to film that, unfortunately. I'm going to be like pretty much this, looking at it. So see you in a second. Pads are clean. Going to retin them now. So I think these replacement chips might be pulls or something, like taken off of old equipment. Some of the legs, or maybe this is from shipping, I don't know. Some of the legs are a little not straight. Going to see if I can get that fixed. Putting a thin blade between there, just kind of space them out manually. Gonna do this using this thing. It's a little difficult through the camera. I think we should be okay now. Let me get this hot air onto the board. Back in a second. New chips on. Just need to use a soldering iron to take out a potential bridge right here. And just gonna tack the rest of these down again just to make sure everything's okay. But otherwise, looks okay. Let's do the solid test. These ones seem okay as well. So I think it's safe to remove the Captain tape, get this cleaned up with some isopropyl alcohol, and then we check the fuses again. And in retrospect, I am remembering there was a comment that said I should leave the chip off, inject some voltage, and see if anything else blows up. But yeah, you know what? I've got a spare chip, and that thing took way too long to put on. Plus, you guys got to see more magic smoke if it happens. Next up, just gonna go around and double check all the fuses, make sure they're still good. So looks like all 500 of these fuses survived. Guess we can put this thing together again now. Not looking forward to that. And now the fun part, getting all these ribbon cables back in here. everyone ready for the fireworks? Got this put together just enough so we'll all see the magic smoke escaping. This is not switched on in the wall, by the way. Gonna turn this on here, and again, this cord is currently not alive. Gonna concentrate more on having the PS2 in frame, because I suspect that's where all the excitement's gonna be, rather than the TV itself. So the top one's power. I'm actually gonna use a pair of pliers to turn that on, just in case of anything. Here goes. Wall outlet is switching on now. Nothing yet. And we do have a red light in there. Not sure if you can see it, but let me press power. And we actually do have a green light. Nothing's blowing up so far. Nothing on the screen still. Let's see if the eject button works. Nothing. Okay. If I hold down the power button, it does turn off. But again, nothing happening in this. I don't hear any mechanism inside the drive tray doing anything when I press the eject button. So yeah, we kind of climbed out of the hole and made our way back to the first floor. Now we still got to figure out what exactly is wrong with this thing. I'm hoping the mod chip hasn't burnt out the CPU or GPU, which is causing that. Gonna do some more investigating, see what I can find, and I'll be right back, let you know what I found. So I have not been able to find anything on Google regarding this, and it's pretty, well, early in the morning or very late at night, depending on your point of view. I'm gonna put this back together and gonna have to think of something else. I'm honestly halfway convinced right now that either the GPU or CPU is just kaput, and this may be nothing more than a parts machine at this point. But if you've got any ideas, let me know. I haven't been able to find any shorts or anything on the board. I may try injecting voltage into it, but that's probably something to do when I'm not so tired. Anyways, thanks for watching. Scratch that last part just for a second. Ignore the Game Gear in the corner. That's spoilers for the next video. So it's the next morning right now, and someone posted a comment overnight saying that the mod chip should be removed and the BA chip should be replaced, which I did, but there's a second BA chip that needs to be replaced, the BA6664, I believe. So I'm going to order up a batch of those, and as soon as those come in, we'll give this another shot. Anyways, thanks for watching.